Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome or welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. My name is Helen and I am so happy to welcome you back to my channel. Whether you are here for the first time or whether you are coming back, thank you so much for being here. I also want to say thank you for all the likes, subscribes and comments that you've been leaving me. And I'm really happy to hear from you and to see your feedback, so I truly appreciate it. And if at any point during the reading you do feel like what I'm talking about resonates with you or it's helping you some way, then definitely don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that already, okay? But we have a very cool pick a card reading for us today. We are going to have a look at your balances and your imbalances. We're going to get a better understanding of what is going on with you right now, and we're kind of going to go a bit more in depth and see what you are doing right and what you could be doing a bit differently so that you could move forward towards your goals, your dreams, your aspirations with the most success. And we also have 3 gemstones as always to go with the piles to make the choosing a bit easier for you. So for pile number 1 we have this green moss agate. For pile number 2 we have black tourmaline. And for pile number 3 we have carnelian. So those are the 3 piles. Take your time. Go with what feels right, and whenever you feel ready, you can go into the description box or into the comment section down below, find the timestamp and jump straight to your reading. If you want to, you can take some time and pause the video to really make sure that you are tapping into your intuition and following that. And that usually tends to give you the most accurate reading. So as I always say, you can of course watch more than one pile if you so wish, but it tends to be the case that usually there is only one pile that truly speaks to you like the most deeply, and maybe there may be some like a few extra messages in other piles that may apply to you somehow as well, but generally one pile is like the most spot on generally. But anyway, I'm gonna leave you here to choose, and whenever you're ready I will see you at the reading. Hello, pile number 1. You guys chose the green moss agate, and I don't know where to put it. I'm just going to keep it somewhere over here on the side. Although we're going to have quite a large spread to look through today, yeah, this reading is going to be a bit different from the previous readings that I've done. Now, please guys remember that this is still a general reading, okay? So always use your discernment as you are listening to these messages. If anything that I say sounds like it isn't talking about you or you don't resonate with it, you don't have to take it on board, okay? You are the master of your own life. You get to decide what you do with these messages. Now, if you do want a personal reading with me, you can do that by going into the description box and you'll be able to find my Etsy store link there. But yeah, having said that, we can get straight into the reading. So if you skip the intro, today we're going to do a very cool spread looking into what aspects of you are in balance and what is out of balance, so that you could tweak and adjust what needs to be adjusted so that you can move on towards your goals. But let's see what is going on with you right now. Okay, we have the King of Wands. I'm going to lay out the spread. It's quite large. What is on your mind the heaviest? Okay, we have the 3 of Swords in reverse. What are you trying to overcome, or what are you working through? We have the 8 of Swords in reverse. Okay, what is in balance? Okay, we have the 5 of Coins in reverse. And the other aspect that is in balance is the 6 of Swords in reverse. Okay, interesting. Now, which aspect of you is out of balance? We have the 6 of Cups. And which aspect of you is also out of balance? Okay, interesting. Very interesting. I'm going to talk you through, of course, one by one, as all the cards are out, but I'm just kind of going through the spread first. Okay, so let's see what you can do. We have the Empress, and it's crazy how many 3s you're getting. Okay, that's pretty cool. And what is the outcome? Oh wow, okay, that is so cool. You're getting the Emperor and the Empress. And okay, Okay. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse as the last card. Okay. Okay, so let me get the cards to be a bit more straight, because clearly they are not the most straight right now. So just give me a second. I'm going to adjust the cards and then we'll talk about everything, okay? Okay, pile number one. Wow, your reading is so kind of straightforward, so concise. Everything is very like logical. Very, very interesting. And having kind of looked at it for a bit now, I can see how perfect it is. Yes, again, I love it how this thing always seems to happen and how the cards always seem to work really, really beautifully in conjunction with the stone that I feel intuitively called to apply to each pile. Now, because the moss agate is such a hard space stone, you can even see it like through its greenish hue. It is very often associated with the heart chakra and healing. It's just amazing to see that that's kind of the story here as well. So enough rambling and let's get into the cards. Now we're starting off the reading with the King of Wands smack dab in the middle. This card is talking about your current situation. And what I can see here, pile number one, is that you are in the process of trying to regain control of your life, trying to take charge of where your destiny, where your future is headed. You're trying to kind of get on top of stuff. It is a card of masculine energy, as you can see, but it doesn't have to mean that you yourself have to be a man. It's not talking about gender, it's just talking about this masculine, assertive, dominant aspect of each and every one of us, right? We all have the feminine and the masculine aspects within us. So this is you trying to, as I said, regain control, regain some stability, and really kind of start taking action to implement change in your life. And I can see that it might be something that you're kind of struggling with, or it might be something that you're really having to work at. Namely because I'm looking at this Three of Swords in reverse and I'm looking at this Eight of Swords in reverse. The Three of Swords in reverse over here is indicating the thoughts that are most dominantly preoccupying your mind. And I can see that you are trying to get over some sort of past heartbreak, some sort of past disappointment, some sort of past pain that seems to still be very much lingering, because there are a lot of cards on this table that are kind of indicating that something very painful and something very scarring is, or jarring, is still kind of having its hold on you. And again, I feel like you are doing everything that you can on your part to break free from that, but it seems to be very, very heavy on your mind. That seems to be the focus here. That's what you're trying to achieve. That's what you want. You want to be rid of this pain, you want to be rid of this disappointment, and you want to be rid of the past scars that are still lingering. And I see you very much doing that with the Eight of Swords in reverse here, because this is indicating what it is that you are putting a lot of effort and energy into, what it is that you are trying to achieve, or what it is that you're trying to overcome. And with the Eight of Swords, it's very clear that you are trying to break free from the ties that are binding. And Eight of Swords, it can talk about an actual circumstance or an actual situation where you are in fact tied down, but because it's the element of air, it's the sword suit, very often it talks about the restriction and the binds that we ourselves have created for ourselves, that we have imposed upon ourselves. And it only makes sense if this is an actual past relationship that you're trying to get over, because a lot of the cards are indicating a lot of deep emotion. And so it could very much mean that you are trying to overcome some sort of past relationship, a breakup, like just someone from your past. It doesn't even have to be like your last ex. It can be someone from the past who you still kind of feel somewhat attached to, or you just feel like you can't shake what happened with them, or what that person did to you, or yeah, it's like it's some sort of hold from the past is still very much present in your life. And I see you working very hard to release yourself from that hold and break free. Now, looking at these two cards, we have the Five of Coins in reverse and we have the Six of Swords in reverse. The Five of Coins is talking about the element or the aspect of you that is in balance, that has allowed you to kind of leave something from the past in the past. And I'm looking at this Five of Coins, and I feel like the thing that you have been able to kind of make peace with is a feeling of like having some sort of injustice or having some sort of unfairness done to you, where you were maybe the victim in something. I feel like that is an aspect of the past that you have been able to leave behind or make peace with. So it's like you're kind of getting out, or you have been able to get out of this victim mode where you feel that someone has done you wrong. And it's very much, again, kind of repeated with this King of Wands, which, as I say, is very, very clearly indicating that you are stepping into your power, that is your focus at this time. But the other thing that I'm feeling with this Five of Coins in reverse is that I feel like you've been able to kind of come out of this very, very helpless state where you feel like there are no options for you, or where you feel that there is no way out for you, because the Five of Coins very often does indicate the feeling of not having anywhere to go, not seeing a way out, feeling very, very miserable and beat down. And again, because it's something that you have been able to balance out, it's something that you have been able to overcome, that has allowed you to make peace with an aspect of your past. I see you kind of stepping out of that. And again, clearly, I see you being more in this state of, I can do this, I can make things happen, I can bring about change in my life if I want to, and kind of really starting to embrace the power that you have and kind of the responsibility for your own life, for your own journey, for your own experiences. And again, just recognizing that you don't have to be the victim, that you can step out of it, or out of the situation, whatever it is, and you can take some action here. So I love seeing that. That is such a huge thing to overcome. And I really want to kind of condone you for doing that, for being able to achieve that. Now, the Six of Swords over here, this card is talking about the aspect of you that is in balance, that is allowing you to move forward. And I see here that it looks as though you have been able to really kind of understand or make sense of the lessons that you were meant to gain, that you were meant to go through from this experience that, yes, hurt you very much. Yes, that was painful and that was disappointing, or that let you down in some aspect. But I feel like that you have been able to see the kind of the bigger picture of that. And you've been able to kind of really appreciate, or if maybe not even appreciate, then just simply understand the lessons of that relationship, what it taught you. And I feel like those valuable lessons that you have gained from this experience, that those lessons are going to be helping you move forward towards a more wholesome and a more healthy experience the next time around. Now, I know that I mentioned that this could very much be talking about a relationship, but it doesn't have to be a relationship. It can also be a disappointing outcome at work, or maybe you were let go from your job. Maybe there was something else that was kind of unexpected and that made you feel very much trapped or alone, or just like left you in a bad place, so to say. So whatever it is, use these examples as you will, but the main picture is still the same. And I feel like you're doing a very good job of getting over that disappointment. But we do still have a couple of imbalances to look at. And funnily enough, they are very much kind of almost mirroring each other. We have the Six of Cups, on the side of the past, and we have the Three of Wands on the side of the future. So with the Six of Cups, this is telling me that the element that is out of balance for you is this sort of nostalgia or some sort of emotional attachment. So what I'm kind of feeling here, especially with the Five of Coins in reverse, is that maybe the anger or maybe the disappointment or maybe the frustration has left you, that you've kind of been able to make peace with that aspect, but that there is still some sort of emotional attachment or some sort of feeling that you have towards either this person or this situation or this place, whatever it is. There seems to be some sort of emotional attachment where you are still not maybe able to completely let it go, or you may still be kind of wondering at times whether there is some form of like whether there is a possibility or an ability on your side to somehow like make the situation kind of come together again or work out somehow, smooth over somehow. I feel like there is a secret need in you to somehow make this thing still work, or there is some form of emotional attachment here which is kind of still keeping you tethered to whatever this thing was that caused you this pain, that caused you this disappointment. So there's still an emotional attachment which is keeping you out of balance. And the same thing, as I said, is mirrored on this side over here with the Three of Wands, which is indicating that the imbalance that is impeding or prohibiting your movement forward is attached to the notion of like not being able to kind of expand or look further or venture out. It feels like this attachment that you have, this emotional attachment that is still very much present, is not allowing you to kind of look further and explore other options that are out there. There is definitely a form of like a comfort zone, or like not wanting to let go of the old and the familiar, even if it doesn't actually bring you the sort of satisfaction that you were hoping for. There is maybe an element of romanticization as well, like over romanticizing what happened or what this thing was that caused this pain for you in the first place. So there's definitely some sort of emotional component that is keeping you stuck, and that is also, again, tied to your ability to look forward, to open your horizons up and actually move forward, actually see what else is out there and put yourself in new experiences. Now, I'm loving that the advice portion here that you can do to balance out this emotional attachment that is keeping you tethered to the past is the Empress, which tells me that the key to this emotional attachment is actually realizing your value, realizing your worth, seeing how much more you are worth, how much you deserve the best, how much you deserve true love, true caring, true nurturing. And again, because of the aspect of these very like heartfelt and warm energies, again, I get a very strong indication that this is talking about a relationship or a specific person. But again, please take it as it resonates. But the Empress is just reinforcing that notion that what you need to do is kind of figure out what you truly deserve and tap into it and allow that space to kind of carry you forward. Because I feel like if you really tapped into your heart space, if you really tapped into like looking at what it is that you are capable of and what you truly want out of life, how you truly want to be treated and how you truly want to be cared for and loved, then I feel like it is going to be heavily contrasting this past situation, and it might kind of wake you up to the reality of the situation. It might kind of remind you of why the situation went down, and it might like refresh your memory when it comes to how you were treated, what actually happened, and it kind of might help you leave that overly romanticized image behind and start moving forward. And kind of the same beautiful message is coming through with this Three of Coins. Now, this Three of Coins is indicating what you can do to balance out this this aspect of you that is kind of keeping you from moving forward. And the Three of Coins is all about connecting with other people, networking, working together. But also, I feel like this aspect could just talk about you needing to turn your focus on yourself, on your own material, physical, financial well-being and security. That may be a very good place for you to focus your attention and your energy to. That would allow you to, again, kind of make yourself feel more confident, make yourself feel more secure within yourself and within your value and within your worth. And it may kind of help you, again, leave that past behind and actually see, again, it might help you see what else is out there. It might introduce you to some really cool people who might like help you move forward from this attachment that you have. It might expand and open up your horizons, as well as, again, turn your focus on something else, away from this situation, and turn your focus on you and your own well-being. So again, I love that both of these cards are actually working so beautifully in tandem. And the final two cards we have are the possible outcome cards. So starting with the Emperor, this card is symbolizing what you'll be able to release or let go regarding the past if you were to take this advice on board. And with the Emperor, I'm actually kind of feeling that the Emperor could symbolize this other person. And so it could be that this person or this relationship, this commitment that you had, that could be something that you're able to finally leave in the past. But it also just talks about this element of control, this element of like dominance or maybe even submissiveness. It just feels like this thing, this situation, this relationship or this person who has had such a strong hold on you, I feel like you'll be able to leave that hold in the past and actually, again, take control of your own life, step into your own power, leave that like feeling submissive or feeling like someone else has a lot of control and power over you, leaving that aspect in the past. And with this Ace of Cups over here, this card is indicating what you'll be able to move towards if you were to apply, couldn't think of the word, sorry, apply this advice to your circumstance. I feel like you'll be able to let that tie go. It's, again, a lot of the cards are kind of tying into each other and confirming the same thing. So you'd be able to actually let go of this emotional attachment that you have that is keeping you stuck, and you'd be able to let those emotions go. You'd be able to release this love, this affection, this attachment that may be very much placed in the wrong place, where it is not valued, where it is not cherished the way it should be. You're able to let that go and open yourself up to new things. You'd be able to open yourself up to new things and maybe even turn your focus again on yourself, as I was saying with the Three of Coins here. It could be that this love and affection that you have been devoting to this person, this thing, this situation, this place, you'll be able to turn that focus on yourself and start working on, again, your own well-being, your own security, your own fundamental state of being. So yeah, I mean, the message here is like rather clear and rather straightforward. So if this story resonated with you, I hope that you found some useful information from this. But before we close this reading out, we also have 3 oracle cards to go through to see what additional guidance Spirit has for you regarding this spread. Okay, we have Imagine. Oh my god, I'm loving this, because this is, again, straight away taking me back to that aspect of needing to open up your horizons. That's kind of the Three of Coins and the Three of Wands energy here. Maybe even the Three of Coins as well, but mainly the Three of Wands. Like just letting your inspiration fly, letting yourself get carried away by all of the possibilities that there are out there waiting for you to go out and explore them, and all of the new connections that you could have, and really like dreaming up this world that you maybe didn't even know that you could have, or maybe the relationship that you didn't know that you could have, that is so much better than the thing that you are finally walking away from. So just, yeah, imagine all the possibilities that are out there. Okay, beautiful. We also have Hawk Spirit. Let Spirit be your guide. And I'm actually loving it, because with your kind of energy, or the central energy coming out, this is representing the 7th chakra. And the 7th chakra is very much tied to the ethers. It's tied to your higher self and to the energetic divine realm. So I love that this card is coming out. Let Spirit be your guide, because I feel like that's truly what needs to happen, and that's truly what you are working on here as well, to follow a higher level of being. And we are ending the reading with abundance, with all the threes coming out. Oh my god, actually, yeah, it's crazy. We have 3 out of the 4 threes plus the Empress, which is also a 3. So you have 3, 3, 3, 3. 3 is clearly a very, very important number for you, and it is the number of expansion, of abundance, of expression. So I feel like what Spirit is truly saying here is that you are being guided towards something greater, something better, something more fulfilling, and all you really need to do is let yourself follow that, let yourself move in the direction that you feel called to, and allow this thing, whatever this pain was, whatever this disappointment was, allow that to dissipate, allow that to fall away and stay in the past, so that you could move towards bigger and better things. So, oh my goodness, I love this for you, pile number 1. I truly, truly do. And I hope that this reading offered you something useful. Again, as I already said, if this was your story and if you could apply these messages to your circumstances, definitely let me know. You can do that by giving me a thumbs up or by leaving me a comment. And again, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe so that we can hang out in the future as well. But I am wishing you all the best, and I know you can do this, pile number 1. I know you can do this, and you can leave the past in the past. Okay? So please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you guys very soon in my next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. You guys chose the black tourmaline. I'm again going to put it somewhere on the side. I might have to play around with it some more, but yeah, let's get into your reading. So as you can see, we have quite a bunch of tarot cards here. We're going to have this huge spread today, so it's going to be somewhat different than what we usually do for the pick a card readings. But if you skip the intro part, basically what we're going to be looking at is what is the current state of your situation, what aspects of you are in balance, and what aspects are out of balance and could be tweaked a bit so that you could move towards the future in the best way. Now, I also want you to remember that this is still a general reading, so please only take the parts that truly resonate with you, and if anything that I say doesn't make sense to you, or you don't feel like it's talking about you, or you don't want it to talk about you, you don't have to take those messages on board, okay? You have the power, you are the master of your own journey, and you get to decide what to do with these messages. So yeah, it's just a general reading, okay? Don't get too attached. And if you do want a personal reading with me, you can do that by clicking the Etsy store link in the description box and booking a reading with me there. So yeah, I guess that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Okay, so let's see what is going on with you. Okay, we're starting off with the Princess of Cups. Now I'm gonna fidget around with the cards, so I'm just gonna tell you. Okay, wow, cool. We have the Princess of Coins in reverse. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. I'm gonna lay out all the cards, and then I'm of course going to talk you through this spread. I'm not sure whether it's in the middle there, but anyway, I'm going to talk you through the spread and what all the cards symbolize and all that. Okay, we have the 8 of Coins. We have Justice in reverse. We have 4 of Coins in reverse. Oh, we have the 4 of Wands. Okay. We have the Knight of Coins, a lot of coins coming through, wow. We have the 9 of Swords in reverse. We have the Magician and the Chariot, beautiful. Okay, pile number 2. Your reading, I have to be honest, is very interesting, but it also feels rather complex, and I feel intuitively that there are several stories hidden in these cards, but I'm just going to focus on the one that came to me the strongest. And it was really difficult to kind of make sense of it, because I feel like there were different snippets of different stories coming through, and I really couldn't make sense of it. It wasn't really making a lot of sense. So I really had to sit with these cards for a bit. But let's actually walk through the story. So we're starting off the reading with the Princess of Cups. Now this card is talking about you and your current situation, the energy that you are in right now. And with the Princess of Cups, I can see that you are very much in your emotional space. And I feel like at this time, you are very much moving forward from your heart space. You are operating from your heart space and truly kind of almost letting yourself be a bit of a free soul, if I may say so. So I'm kind of getting the sense that your main focus at this time is kind of trying to make your life more enjoyable, trying to find more joy and fulfillment from your life. And I actually want to start off with the 3 of Cups in reverse. Now this card is talking about the thing that you are putting a lot of effort into, the thing that you're trying to overcome. And with the 3 of Cups coming up in reverse, I feel like this is indicating this dissatisfaction or lack of fulfillment that you are feeling with your life. Now it could also talk about your relationships, or feeling a lack in emotional connections and intimate connections with other people. It could imply that, but just on a bigger, broader scale, I feel like this is just talking about your dissatisfaction with life and you wanting to do something about leading a more happy life, leading a more fulfilling life, and kind of removing yourself from this feeling of not really being too happy with the way that things are, the way that things have been going up to this point. So you're trying to kind of break free from this dissatisfaction that you feel towards your life. But with this Princess of Coins coming out in reverse, this is the thing that is most heavily on your mind at this time. And I feel like this is actually symbolizing the struggle that you feel with coming up with the solution. What that would be, what would it be that would bring you fulfillment, that would bring you the sort of satisfaction that you are after. And I feel like you're really struggling to come up with that, to come up with a new path, or to come up with something concrete, like a very solid, stable plan of action, or solid, stable steps to take. And so I feel like that's the kind of energy that you are operating from at this time. But looking at these 2 cards next, we have the 8 of Coins in reverse with Justice in reverse. The 8 of Coins is talking about the aspect that is in balance for you, that has allowed you to leave something from the past in the past. And with this 8 of Coins, I actually feel that there has been some sort of removal of putting energy into things that don't actually fulfill you, or that don't actually bring you the satisfaction that you are after. So I feel like something you have decided to stop putting energy into something, whether it be a job. You may have actually left your job, or you may have left a relationship, or you may have left a home. or your place of residence, simply because it wasn't giving you what you were after. It wasn't giving you that emotional satisfaction and fulfillment that you're looking for. And so I feel like whatever it was that you decided to kind of leave, or decided to stop putting energy and effort into, it's clearly the right thing. It's clearly the right thing. And the same with this Justice card in reverse. This is talking about the aspect that is in balance, that is allowing you to move forward. And with this Justice, I do feel that at this time, you are especially kind of, how should I say? It's not necessarily ruthless, but in a way it is ruthless. It's like ruthless in a positive sense, where you are not really allowing anything that doesn't feel like it's the right thing for you. You're not allowing that to be in your space. And that may include people, that may include situations or experiences. I feel like you're very kind of like cut and dry about what you allow to be in your reality, what you allow to exist in your life, and what you kind of separate, or what you put a wall up against. What you decide to discard or leave out of your life. So I feel like you have definitely some sort of you have made some very concrete decisions already to kind of separate you from the things that are not actually bringing you satisfaction, or that are feeding the dissatisfaction and the stress in your life. And you've kind of accepted or adopted that mentality of being very, very discerning and very critical about what you are going to be allowing into your life moving forward. So I definitely feel that there is a certain rationalization that has happened, but it feels like it's very much working in tandem with your heart space, because the heart space chakra cards are the most prevalent on this table by far. So it's clear that that's the most important chakra for you at this time. But now, looking at the things that are somewhat still imbalanced, and we have the Four of Coins over here that we're starting out with. Now, this card is talking about the aspect that is still keeping you in the past somewhat. And I feel like you may have a tendency to maybe be a bit too liberal. I don't know if that's the right word, but too liberal with how you spend your resources. Now, those resources could be your energy. It could be your love that you extend to other people. It could be your actual money, your physical possessions or resources. Whatever it is, I feel like the resources that you have to spend, you may have been too free, too liberal with them. And it may be something that is still kind of affecting you. It may be the thing that is kind of making it more difficult for you to kind of actually move forward, and to actually make the kind of decisions that would empower you, that would kind of put you in the seat of, I'm a master of my own life, I rule my own destiny, and I can kind of bring about the things that I want to bring about. I can have the life that I want to have. So I feel like this attitude, or this tendency to maybe be a bit too giving, and maybe not discerning enough when it comes to your resources and how you spend those resources, that is very clearly still kind of keeping you somewhat stuck in the past, or keeping you in that state of dissatisfaction, or feeling like you're not quite happy with the way that things are, and struggling to find a way forward, struggling to make progress in that matter. And I'm actually kind of seeing that again mirrored back. It's so funny. We had the same thing with pile number 1. We're kind of getting a mirroring energy here with the Four of Wands, which is talking about what aspect is out of balance that is inhibiting your movement forward. And the Four of Wands is very often a card of celebration and frivolity, and just celebrating, enjoying life, being in that kind of very happy and celebratory energy. And it kind of does again confirm the aspect that may be something that you are, let's say, too like focused on, or it may be something that you struggle with, in the sense that you may be chasing after these feel-good energies, and there may be a little bit, or I should say, there may not be enough consideration about like the practical aspects or what the rational moves would be. I feel like the heart space may be something that you tend to kind of follow, but I feel like it's maybe taking it to the extreme at times, where it's like you are following your emotions too much, and you're not kind of applying your other senses enough, if that makes sense. So yeah, it feels like there is some sort of like either like lack of restraint or lack of self-control, or just being too heavily enveloped in that energy of wanting to just enjoy life and wanting to feel good all the time and wanting to have this like playful, happy energy, like being in that kind of state as much as possible, and maybe being a bit too liberal with your resources, enjoying yourself a bit too much, maybe to the point where it becomes like detrimental, or where you end up suffering because of it, or giving too much of yourself or your resources. Like that kind of thing seems to be the aspect that is somewhat keeping you stuck, that is somewhat restricting or limiting your movement forward. Now, looking at this Knight of Coins, this is actually like the perfect advice, I should say. This is the advice for you to be able to balance out this Four of Coins energy, this aspect of you, this liberal mindset or this liberal way of being that is somehow like working against you, that is keeping you in the past, that is keeping you in this dissatisfaction. And the Knight of Coins, as I'm sure a lot of you know as well, the Knight of Coins is the slowest of the knights. He's very methodical because it is talking about the element of earth. It's very realistic, very methodical, very practical, very pragmatic. He always thinks his moves through. So I feel like this advice here is specifically the Knight of Coins, because what needs to happen here is that you need to kind of apply more like self-control, more practicality, more sensibility, and yeah, I feel like practicality is actually the best keyword here, and like being very methodical about where you put your energy, where you put your resources, and kind of thinking your moves through. So again, I feel like even though you may be very much driven from your heart space, and you may want to kind of enhance your quality of life, enhance the way that you feel about your life, I feel like a very, very strong aspect of it, a very big aspect of it, is that sort of rational, logical, thought through and considerate aspect of the earth element, because we have so many pentacle cards coming out, and on the past side specifically. So I feel like there is definitely something to do with your money, with your resources, with your stability or your foundation or your security. That definitely has to be considered here, so that you could kind of move forward from a more stable and secure place. And looking forward to this Nine of Swords in reverse now, which is talking about what you could do to balance out this aspect of you that is kind of not allowing you to move forward. I feel like with this Nine of Swords in reverse, this is talking about you needing to really look at your problems in the face, needing to acknowledge the things that are not working for you, needing to acknowledge maybe some aspects of yourself, again, that you may not want to face, that you may not want to look at or recognize, but that are in fact keeping you in this like helpless tied down, dissatisfied place that you seem to be trying to move away from. So I feel like the truth here is actually looking at some of your own tendencies kind of in the face and really facing them head on, so that you could kind of break free from them, so that you could actually deal with them. Because I do feel that with this Four of Wands, it could be talking about a certain level of avoidance, when it comes to either responsibility or just dealing with problems and dealing with the uncomfortable or unpleasant situations that life brings us. There's just no way around it, you know? So yeah, those are kind of like your pieces of advice here. Being kind of more methodical about your resources and how you spend your resources, where you invest your energy or your actual physical tangible resources, and like being willing to look at your issues, your problems, these things that are maybe unpleasant that you may not want to really face, and really dealing with them, really looking at them and seeing what you can do to overcome them. Because look at these two beautiful cards that we have. We have, first of all, the Magician, and this card is talking about the outcome, the thing that you'd be able to kind of leave in the past or overcome from the past if you were to apply this advice of the Knight of Coins. And with the Magician, this is talking about you kind of really applying and making use of all of your talents and skills that you have, and doing it in the most beneficial, in the most efficient way for yourself. So this is truly like you actually gaining control of your life, and again, kind of learning to use your resources in the most wise and in the most beneficial way for yourself. So this is actually amazing. And looking at the Chariot over here, this is talking about what you would be able to move forward to, or what the potential outcome would be if you were to apply this advice to your circumstances. So if you were to actually be willing to look at your problems, your issues, and kind of deal with them head on, and maybe even look at some of the aspects within yourself that may be prohibiting your movement forward, then the Chariot is like, it's success, it's victory, it's fast progression, it's actually a clear destination. So it's the solution that you have been waiting for, that you have been looking for, and it would actually take you towards success, towards what you want, towards a more fulfilling life. So this is kind of like a roadmap in a way for you to be able to kind of sort out the finances or the security or the foundation or the basis of your life that may be kind of keeping you in this dissatisfied state, and how you would be able to move forward in the most empowered, in the most in control way. And yeah, I really, really like it. Honestly, this is really, really good stuff, actually. And I know it may have, like, I at least I hope that it didn't sound too, like, condescending or too harsh or anything. But I feel like these are actual, like, practical steps and actual practical guidance that you could do to move forward. So, yeah, even though you have already, I see that you have already kind of applied some really good tactics. You've actually made some really good choices already, but I feel like you kind of need to take it a bit further here to be able to truly liberate yourself from this situation that you are not so happy with. And again, please apply these circumstances to your situation as you will. Like, whatever it is talking about, you will know best how it resonates for you. But we're going to end this reading with 3 oracle cards. So let's see what additional guidance Spirit has for you regarding this spread. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I love how Spirit works. We have Go the Distance as your first card out. So yeah, this is definitely asking you to believe in yourself, to push forward, to have the resiliency to actually like look at the obstacles or look at the challenges or the problems that you are facing and deal with them so that you could be successful. So definitely don't give up, don't stop pushing, because I feel like the fact that you are trying to get yourself in a better place, or you're trying to figure out a way to remove yourself from this place that you are not happy with, that is already like half of the whole journey, because you've already started, you've already begun, and you have this intention of removing yourself and again elevating your quality of life. So that's amazing, that truly is. Okay, and we have vulture spirit, nothing is wasted. So yeah, I feel like, okay, I actually kind of get like a twofold message here. I feel like what spirit is saying with this like nothing is wasted is that it kind of ties me back to this Four of Coins energy where I felt that you may be a bit too liberal, or you may be extending too much of your resources to something or someone. So I feel like it's kind of reinforcing this state of like you needing to get into this place where you are more discerning about how you spend your energy or your resources, again, whatever those resources are for you, but also that kind of the experiences that you've had in the past, and even though it's like the situation that you're trying to move away from is not something that you are happy with, it doesn't mean that the past decisions and the past experiences that you've gone through have been, you know, in vain, or that you've like made like wrong decisions or wrong choices. Like with this nothing is wasted, it's telling me that what spirit wants you to know is that it has all been a part of teaching you, of making you see things from a higher vantage point, of kind of making you learn the lessons that you needed to learn. So even though the situations that you have experienced may be something that you are, again, somewhat disappointed in or not really happy with, it doesn't mean that it has all been in vain, or it has all been a huge, big mistake. It has led you to this place, and it has been a crucial part of your journey. So again, nothing is wasted. Okay, and so interesting. We are ending the reading with focus. So yeah, I feel like, again, clearly with Go the Distance and focus, the message here is very, very clear. You just need to kind of take a more practical, a more like steady and concrete plan of action, and make that like your focus, and keep in mind what it is that you want to achieve. So I feel like the reason why this card is here as well, and actually this Go the Distance is here as well, it may be that there may be some temptations for you to kind of give up on this pursuit of a more fulfilling life, simply because it may feel like it's getting too difficult or too challenging, or like it's getting too serious, and you may feel inclined to kind of fall back into this old familiar way of being, into your old familiar and comfortable patterns, where you just feel like you want to shun the responsibilities, or like discard or ignore the problems and the issues that you really should be dealing with, and just kind of like make yourself feel better, right? Because again, I feel like this feeling good aspect is very, very important for you. So if you feel that kind of energy coming on, then remind yourself of like what it is that you're trying to do. Remind yourself of the end goal, the thing that you really truly want, and remind yourself of all of the things that you are not really like, that are not actually matching your standards of living at this time. So kind of keep the end goal in focus. And I feel like that's going to help you keep pushing forward, even if you do encounter some uncomfortable situations or some challenges, obstacles that you would rather not look at, rather not deal with. But yeah, I feel like it's going to help you push forward and get into this beautiful place that you're trying to get to. So, oh my goodness, what a reading, pile number 2. This was so fascinating, and I truly do hope that it helped you. So if it did, even though I know that it was maybe a bit like difficult to listen to at times, possibly, but I feel like it's something that Spirit truly wanted you to know. So if this helped you in any way, then I would love it if you let me know. You can do that by giving me a thumbs up or by leaving me a comment in the comment section. And also don't forget, if you did enjoy this reading and you found it useful, then definitely subscribe so that you wouldn't miss out on the future readings. Okay? But thank you so much, pile number 2. I am sending you guys so much love and light, and I hope to see you guys very soon in my next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. You guys chose the Carnelian stone, and I'm going to put it somewhere over here. I might have to change it around some more, but we'll see how the spread goes. It's a huge spread, so I'm gonna need a lot of space. But yeah, as you can see, we have a lot of tarot cards to go through today. So this is going to be a somewhat different pick a card reading from the past pick a card readings that I've done. And if you skip the intro part, basically what we're going to be looking at is your current situation, and then we're going to look at some of your balances and imbalances that will give us a better understanding as to what you are doing that is actually working for you, and what it is that you are doing that could use some tweaking or adjusting, and like what would help you move towards the future in the best way, or what would be the most beneficial for you. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very informative spread, and I'm very excited. But before we get into the cards, I just want to remind you that this is still a general reading, okay? So if anything that I say doesn't make sense to you, or it feels like it doesn't apply, you don't have to take it on board. Even if you don't like the sound of those messages, no one is forcing you to apply them. You can just disregard them because you are the master of your own journey, and these are just pieces of advice, okay? And if you do want a more direct, more personal reading, then you can do that by booking a reading with me through the link in my description box. I have an Etsy store link in my description box, so definitely check that out if you are interested. But having said all that, let's get into your reading. Okay, we're starting off with the 2 of Coins. Now I'm going to lay out all the cards first, and then I'm going to walk you through the spread and all the cards one by one. We have the 4 of Swords. I'm just laughing, kind of chuckling, because some of the numbers of the cards, they just keep repeating in every single pile. It's just interesting. Oh wow, okay. And the 2 of Cups in reverse. Okay, we have the King of Swords in reverse. We have the 9 of Cups. Okay, a lot of sacral chakra I can see already. Aha. We have the 10 of Cups in reverse. Okay, and the Lovers in reverse. We have Strength. We have the 2 of Swords. Yeah, lots of sacral chakra. Wow. We have the Hanged Woman. And we have the 9 of Wands in reverse. Okay, interesting. Okay, wow. I don't think I've ever seen... Well, this is a new deck, so I haven't really been using it all that much, but yeah, it's crazy. I have not seen that many same chakra cards come out in one setting, so that's kind of interesting. But let me just take a minute here to kind of adjust the cards first of all. I'm going to adjust the cards, and I'm going to look through your spread for a bit, and then we'll go through all of the cards, okay? Oh boy, pile number 3. Wow, your reading is, again, it feels very much straightforward, and I'm getting a very clear scenario from these cards. So if this if this situation doesn't apply to you, then you may want to choose another spread, or another pile, sorry. But the story that I'm getting here for you, pile number 3, is that we're starting off with the 2 of Coins. This is talking about your current situation and what kind of energy you are in right now. And the 2 of Coins is very often an energy of kind of trying to stay afloat, trying to balance and manage your life, especially when there is kind of a storm raging, either around you or inside you. So I feel like you are currently in a state of like fluctuation, and there is definitely changes. I feel that and I actually don't even feel that the changes are like happening for you at this time. I feel like changes have already happened and they have affected your way of life in a rather like turbulent, in a rather powerful way. And now you are trying to kind of like regain your balance, regain a sense of stability in your life, trying to find your footing again. So I see you kind of being in this like somewhat of a weird liminal space, or somewhat of an in-between space where you're trying to keep everything as steady and as kind of stable as possible, but clearly you are managing a lot, you are handling a lot, and it's not easy. And I feel like your emotions, because we're getting so many of these sacral chakra cards, I feel like your emotions are definitely kind of running the show at this time. Because with the Four of Swords, let's start with that one first. The Four of Swords is indicating what is the most heavily on your mind, and it's kind of reassuring, or I should say reaffirming, I think is the word I'm looking for. It's kind of reaffirming this notion of you needing to find balance, or you trying to find balance, because the Four of Swords is all about peace. It's that peace of mind, it's that tranquility, it's that kind of time out where you don't have to stress and worry about things and you can just be. And because that's on your mind, I feel like that's what you are wishing for. That's what you are trying to get to. Like how you could get this state of peace. That seems to be at the forefront of your mind. And moving on to this Two of Cups over here, which is coming out in reverse. This is symbolizing the situation that you're trying to overcome, or what you are putting a lot of energy and effort into. And with the Two of Cups, there are so many cards on this table, again, that are very clearly talking about a relationship or some sort of emotional connection, possibly even marriage or family, that broke apart, that dissolved. So I see you trying to overcome a very huge emotional disrupt, a breaking apart of an emotional connection. Or even if it wasn't like a full-on breakup, even though like I have to say I truly do feel that for at least most of you it was. If it was like simply like a bigger fight, or like going on break, not necessarily like a full-on we are separating or we are divorcing, but just like let's take some time out and kind of like work our stuff through. I feel like it's still something that you're kind of trying to overcome. You're trying to work through these emotions that have accompanied this separation or this disruption to your relationship, or to this emotional connection that you've had. And again, for some of you, I definitely feel that this is like an actual marriage or family that has kind of broken apart or fallen apart. So I can see that you are definitely struggling at this time and working through these very, very difficult and emotionally challenging issues, and doing your best to kind of get yourself in a stable equilibrium, in a peaceful state, or in a peaceful place, and getting stuff kind of harmonized. Now looking at this King of Swords and the Nine of Cups, I actually love seeing both of those cards here, because these two are talking about what is in balance for you. With the King of Swords, this is talking about the aspect of you that is balanced and that is allowing you to leave the past in the past. I feel very heavy boundary energy with this. I feel like you have been able to exert some very concrete boundaries on your part that have allowed you to kind of release yourself from this situation, or from this happenstance that took place in the past. So I definitely feel like there is some form of like very concrete decisions or very concrete ideas and rules put in place from your side. But it could also be that this King of Swords is talking about the individual with whom you were in a relationship, you know, who was part of this Two of Cups, this commitment with you. And in that case, it could be an air sign because we're talking about the King of Swords. It's more specifically a card of Aquarius, but it could also be a Libra or a Gemini. So it could be that this individual is the thing, quote unquote, the thing that you have kind of made peace with, or that you have separated yourself from. And especially because this is the King of Swords coming out in reverse, if this is talking about your ex or this partner that you have separated from, then I feel like this is someone who is very like domineering and very controlling and very like rigid and maybe cold or emotionally distant. There's something very harsh and very controlling and very rigid about this individual. So, and it doesn't have to be a male. I do want to emphasize that as well. Even though it says king, it doesn't have to mean that it's a man. It can also be a woman, because we're just talking about energies, and it does have more of that like masculine, dominant, assertive energy, but it doesn't have to be a man. But yeah, take it as it resonates. So it could be that some of you decided to put in place very strict boundaries for yourself, so that you wouldn't like allow the past to continue or the past to repeat itself. And that's actually something that has been a very like a good move on your part, or a very healthy move on your part. Or it could symbolize this individual that was part of the connection and who you are now leaving behind. Okay, so that's the balanced aspect of this. And the other balanced aspect, we have the Nine of Cups, and this is symbolizing what is in balance for you, that is allowing you to move forward. And with this Nine of Cups, I see you prioritizing your own well-being. I see you prioritizing your own emotional safety for some reason, I want to say. Your own emotional contentment and again, stability. This is like you putting your own needs first. You putting your own emotional satisfaction first. Actually prioritizing yourself, which I feel like again is a very good and a very healthy thing to do, especially in this situation. And it is clearly allowing you to leave the past in the past and move forward in a very efficient and a beneficial way for yourself. But we do have a couple of imbalances here as well. The Ten of Cups in reverse and the Lovers in reverse. Again, two very, very strong indications that this is talking about a very deep, a very profound, or a very long-standing connection, commitment with someone. So starting off with the Ten of Cups in reverse, this is the aspect that is that is out of balance, that is keeping you stuck or tethered to the past. Now with this Ten of Cups in reverse, I do feel like there is a very heavy like emotional disappointment regarding a dream that didn't come true, or a vision or a fantasy that you had for your family or for this connection or for the future with this person that didn't happen, that didn't play out as you had expected it to. So I feel like that sort of like emotional attachment that may actually, because this is talking about the third chakra as well, your solar plexus, maybe that sort of quote unquote the failing of that relationship or the failing of that dream, it might have made you more insecure about your own like intrinsic worth or your own value or your own capabilities as well. But it definitely feels like the breaking apart of the fantasy, or the dissolving of the fantasy, or the family that was supposed to be like the end all be all, the happily ever after, that didn't happen. And that seems to be the thing that is still keeping you attached, that you can't let go of the dream that died. And we also have the Lovers over here in reverse, which is talking about the aspect that is keeping you or inhibiting you from moving forward, that is out of balance. And for some reason with the Lovers card, even though again it could just simply be like reflecting back that this relationship that didn't work out is something that, because you still kind of feel somewhat stuck in that energy, that it's kind of like, again, not allowing you to fully move forward. But for some reason I actually feel that it's more so symbolizing your kind of disappointment in love in general. And it could be talking about maybe this like adopted mindset or this adopted feeling that love is not for you, or that you are going to turn your back on love for good, that you're going to be like washing your hands of getting into a relationship again, or getting married again, or even believing in, because we're talking about the crown chakra here, even believing in love anymore, feeling that disconnect with the notion of love. So I feel like it's bigger and broader than that. I feel like it's something that is, as I said, it's kind of like, it's the element or the aspect that is out of balance that is not allowing you to move forward in the best way. So definitely this blow up in this relationship or commitment, or whatever emotional tie we are talking about here, has clearly given you such a heavy blow that it's kind of, again, as I said, it's made you kind of come out of balance. It's made you be in the state of like very turbulent emotions and trying to get everything under control, because I feel that everything has been somewhat turned upside down for you. But let's look at the actual advice portion of the reading. So the Strength card, starting with the Strength card, this is talking about the advice for you, what you can do to get this element or this aspect of you balanced out, so that you could leave the past in the past, so that you could leave the situation behind. And with Strength, I feel like it's actually so self-explanatory. This is just talking about you needing to remind yourself of who you are, what you're worth, and more so than that, just focusing on kind of like getting your emotions, getting your fears under control. Because with the Ten of Cups, as I said, I feel like this dream has somehow had an effect on your own like self-worth, or your own like independence, and the way that you see yourself as well. So I feel like this element of you needing to kind of embrace yourself, you needing to find this confidence and find this trust and belief in yourself is very, very crucial here. And that it's also very important for you to be able to kind of look at this as something that didn't play out, but that it doesn't define you, and it doesn't, the situation or this relationship, it doesn't define who you are and what your future is going to be like. And it's again important for you to be able to like overcome these fears or these insecurities that the situation may have planted in you, because I feel like they are just simply fears, and that's all. They have no truth or no basis to them whatsoever. And yeah, it's just important for you to recognize your own value and get those fears under control. And looking at the Two of Swords now, this is actually very interesting, because this is the advice for you to balance out this Lover's energy in reverse, and this is going to help you release that blockage, right? And with the Two of Swords, the thing that just came to me is that I feel like you just need time. I feel like you just need to kind of allow yourself to grieve if you have to, or allow yourself to recuperate if you have to. You might like actually decide to kind of quote unquote take yourself out of the game, out of the romantic playing field for a while. That's absolutely fine. You can do that. But I feel like it's just literally talking about giving yourself the time to just be and to recover, and to maybe start seeing things a bit differently, to maybe adopt a new viewpoint. So it's really okay to take some time out and to allow these energies, allow these feelings and all of these sensations that are stirring in you right now, because I do feel that this is rather fresh. I feel like it's crucial for you to allow all of those energies and those feelings to kind of smooth out, and for things to calm down a bit. And I feel like when you do, you'll actually like rediscover your faith or rediscover your belief in love and open yourself up to it again. But it's okay if it takes time for you, and it's okay if you decide to, again, remove yourself of the romantic playing field for a while and just be on your own, focus on yourself, and kind of close yourself down for business in a way. So yeah, that's truly the advice here, that you just need some time to recover, and you just need some time away from the matters of the heart when it comes to like romantic relationships. And I feel like that is actually going to be sorting things out for you. But we have these last two cards here. Firstly, with the Hanged Woman, this is talking about the outcome that you are going to be able to have when you actually do decide to take on board this advice. So this is what you'll be able to leave in the past. And with the Hanged Woman, I feel like this is that attachment, or this is that kind of liminal space that I was talking about, where it's like you're not fully able to move away, you're not fully able to do anything, but you're not really a part of that old circumstance or that old relationship anymore either. So it's kind of like this weird in-between state, this weird like just like this suspension that you are in. And I feel like that's the energy that you'll be able to let go of. That's the energy that you'll be able to move away from and leave in the past. That feeling of kind of feeling stuck, or feeling like you are tethered to the past and you can't really move, you can't really do anything. So that's what you'll be able to leave behind if you decide to focus on your own strength and focus on your own like courage and confidence, and really boost your own ego in a way, and really focus on like making yourself feel good and overcoming those insecurities, overcoming those fears, and embracing all of who you are, and recognizing all of your value, and allowing that to move you forward, so that you could release yourself from this disappointment and this insecurity that the breaking apart has caused in you. And finally, with the Nine of Wands in reverse over here, it's clear to me that if you decide to take on board this advice and actually maybe put yourself in a bit of a time out and allow yourself to calm down, allow your mind to maybe relax and ease when all of this has died down a bit, then I feel like the guardedness, the walls that you may have set up for yourself due to this emotional disruption, this emotional scarring that you've experienced with this situation, that is going to be coming down. Those walls are going to be coming down, and you'll be able to open your heart space up again. Because with the Two of Swords, it can very often indicate like a closed heart space as well. You know, you can see how the lady is holding those swords as if she's protecting her heart space. And that's something that's actually very recommended for you over here, as you can see. It's something that Spirit is recommending for you, to let your heart heal, to let yourself heal. And once you do that, I feel like the faith in love is going to be reinstated, and you're going to get a new, like a fresh perspective about things, and you'll be able to open your heart space up again, and move forward towards new experiences. So yeah, that's the spread. If this is something that you resonated with, then I hope that this gave you something to think about, and it gave you some reassurances about the future, hopefully. Because it does look like you are moving towards like really great things, especially with the Nine of Cups here. It seems that you are doing exactly what you should be doing and prioritizing your own emotional well-being, and that seems to be taking you forward very, very nicely. So yeah, love this spread for you, even though I can see that you are struggling, and even though I can absolutely acknowledge that you are dealing with some really heavy and difficult energies here and a lot of emotional turmoil. But again, I feel like you are handling it, and you are able to handle it and release yourself from the past. So let's see what the last pieces of advice or guidance are for you from Spirit regarding this situation that would hopefully give you even more support in this instance. Okay, we have never ending story. Yeah, I feel like this is a bit of a cycle for you, a bit of a, again, something that I feel like took a long time. As I said, it feels like it was something that was very long standing, or very much like ongoing for a very long time. And it feels like that cycle is kind of like coming to an end now, especially with, because this is the number 37, which if you reduce it, it reduces down to number 10, and tens, as we all know, is very much cyclical energy. So something is coming to an end and something new, a new cycle is beginning. So I feel like this never-ending story is actually like going well with the with this hanged man, or sorry, hanged woman, as it is labeled in this deck, with this energy as well, because it does feel like this energy is something that you've been kind of suspended in, or as I said, it feels like you're somewhat attached to it and not fully able to like let it go, and there is still some sort of emotional attachment there to this dream that didn't work out, at least. So yeah, I feel like Spirit is just saying that it's time to now let it go. It's time to release yourself of that liminal space, of that suspension or weird limbo state that you are in, and actually focus on you, focus on your own well-being. Okay, I love seeing that. We have Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan. Yeah, so definitely you are not alone in this. And actually looking at all of these major arcana cards, it does definitely feel like there are bigger energies at play here. And again, I do want to emphasize, because I always say it, but whenever something ends, whenever something leaves our life or falls apart, it is emotionally so difficult for us to accept, even if it maybe wasn't something that made us too happy to begin with. It might have been mostly like wishful thinking or something like that, but it's still like we still attach ourselves to those situations that we are used to, that we are familiar and comfortable with. Again, even if they don't make us 100% happy. And even if it is something that is kind of meant to leave our life, we still have a hard time accepting it, because we want to be in control and we are creatures of habit. So I just love that this koala spirit is here, because I feel like it's just so reassuring, and I almost feel like it's this huge hug from spirit, and they just want you to know that everything is working out as it's supposed to. Everything is following a divine plan, and it is in accordance with your highest good, even if you can't see it right now, even if it feels like a huge blow and a huge disappointment and a huge failure. It is actually happening exactly as it is meant to. So have faith in that. And okay, the last card that we have is community. So I do feel like if you have any family, if you have any friends who are like your soul family, like truly amazing people around you who love you for who you are and who always have your back, it's a really good time to spend as much time with them as you possibly can, because I feel like that's why Spirit is kind of emphasizing this aspect of community, because it is going to be able to help you move past these energies and these emotional difficulties more quickly. But I kind of still feel like this community is still also talking about how like you are part of a bigger how should I say, energetic grid, because we are all part of this whole collective community on this planet. And I do feel like again, it's just making you see that you are not alone, and that there is help around you. Again, if it's in the physical form, that's even better, but you also have a lot of energetic support around you. So this is a huge ending for you, a huge ending of a cycle, and I feel like it's just this preparatory mode for you to move on to bigger and better things. And this is kind of just the in-between time where you kind of have to work on getting yourself back in balance and leaving that past situation or past relationship or person behind. and focusing on you. And then I feel like you are going to be surprised, especially with this rainbow and these butterflies over here. I feel like you're going to be surprised by Spirit, what they have in store for you. And I feel like it's going to be a lot better than what this thing was. Okay? So, my dear pile number 3, this was quite a reading, and if this is your story, I'm so sorry that this is happening to you and that you're experiencing this. But again, you can do this, you can work through this, and you are definitely not alone in this, okay? So I just want to send you a huge big hug and a lot of love and light. And if you would be so kind and just let me know that this actually resonated. If you don't want to tell me about it, you can just give me a thumbs up and that will let me know that it helped you in some way. But if you do want to write something as well, then I would love to get a comment from you. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe so that we could have a hangout session in the future as well. But seriously, please take care of yourselves, and I truly do hope to see you very soon in my next reading. Bye bye.